Sonic X Shadow Generations has been looking amazing for quite some time now, but since I do expect there to be a trailer at Gamescom tomorrow, I wanted to quickly go over some of the things I would want to see in a new trailer for the game. So, not gonna waste a single second more, let's get into it. The first thing we desperately need to see more of is Rail Canyon. Because of the shockingly little footage we've gotten at this stage, it doesn't exactly look the most exciting. 90% of everything we've seen is just boosting on a rail. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's what Heroes was doing, but it didn't even have a boost, so it was even worse. But you get my point. The most we've seen platforming-wise is literally just a couple homing attacks and some cool rail switching sections. Now, these are cool. I actually like these a lot. But I just hope it isn't just some rail switching sections, then just a bunch of automated rails, and then another one. I just hope that there's a lot more than just that, because we haven't seen more than that. I know the original level was obviously majority just being on rails, but it was a lot more engaging there because the rails weren't as automated. I'm not begging for some complex thing, I just hope that I'm not doing this most of the level. I hope that the majority of the stage is still actual level design, but I will say, even if this is the worst level in the game, I'm really not that upset about it because in comparison to the other two stages we've seen, of course being Kingdom Valley and the Space Colony Arc, this one has the least chance of being good because, as I've been mentioning, the original source material was not that great anyways. The Arc and Kingdom Valley, both in their respective games, had great level design, ignoring Final Chase, but you get my point. But Rail Canyon had the weakest level design out of these three level themes by far. So if it's not that great, I'm not going to be totally bummed out. I just hope it's better than what we've seen because I'm a little, I don't know how to feel about it. Next off, we absolutely need to see some footage of the open zone hub world. Less so because I'm worried how engaging it'll be or what things you can do in there. It's less because of that. It's more so because I want to know what kind of scale are we talking? Are we talking just like a 3D hub map with some rails? Is that it? You know, is it super harmless and it's just, you know, just a more interactive way to get to level? Like, is it just that? Or is it a bigger thing that might actually have quests and things to do in the open zone? Like, is it going to be more in-depth, or is it just a 3D map to run around in because they thought, hey, you know, Frontiers did well, let's throw in something just kind of similar to it. So I really do hope that there are a lot more things to do, that it isn't just an elaborate way to get from one place to the other. You know what I mean? There really is some actual content here, and I believe that there is some good reasons to believe that it will have more going for it than just some floating rails. First of which has to be that in one of the screenshots we've been given for this hub world, we can see that there's this little stone thing. I saw a lot of people theorizing that this could have something to do with fishing, which could be true. I'm not sure. I don't really know how to feel about that. But something I noticed is that in the background of the image, you can see that exact same stone on top of this little platform here. But the difference is, it has a laser shooting out of it. I'm not sure what this means, but at least to me, it signifies the idea that there is some sort of quest to complete, if you get what I mean. Because, you know, you see one has it on, one doesn't. I would think that has something to do with if you completed a task or not. I could be totally wrong about that, and it could be a fishing thing. I'm not sure what it is, but all I noticed was that I saw two of the same little stone things, and I just wanted to point it out. So when it comes to the open zone, I definitely want to see how big will it be, and how much will there be to do here? Is it just an exaggerated way to get from one place to the other with just a little level design thrown in there? Or is it a fully fledged piece of the game that actually has some meat on it? Now, this final thing I'd like to see, I know it's a stretch, I'm sure they're not going to show it, but I really would need to see this. They need to show off some Switch footage. All I want to see is just the entirety of the Arc, nothing else, I just want to see that level on the Switch. That's it. If that level can play fine, I'm completely sold. Like, Switch will be great because I do plan to pre-order the physical edition for Switch, just because I want the reversible cover, and heck, I'm like, dude, the Switch is the only other platform I have that will actually run this thing, so, you know, I'm going to that. While looking at this game, it's like, oh my goodness, it's gonna cook the Switch. Well, there is a chance that it may not run that bad, because, you know, they could actually optimize the game a lot better for Switch, which is something they really couldn't do for Frontiers as well, so I'm holding out hope, but the hope isn't really that strong. So that about wraps it up for this video. I really just wanted to express the things that I would hope we could see in tomorrow's trailer. I don't know if we're going to see any of these things. The Switch thing is extremely unlikely, but oh man, I really... I want this game to run well on Switch, or at least somewhat decent. But honestly, if they show off the open zone and some more of Rail Canyon that's actually some promising level design, not just some concerningly straight lines, I'm not like the, oh, it looks like Forces guy, because none of this looks like Forces, but I just really hope that there's actually a lot more engaging platforming than what we've seen in this level in particular. The others look fine, and I don't really have any issues with them so far. This one doesn't look too great so far, so holding out hope, but even if it isn't great, it'll still be fine because everything else looks like amazing, so, you know, we're all good. So yeah, saying all that, I do hope all of you have a great rest of your day. God bless.